GOEV up 20% today. Huge targets above if it does go up. Testing the 200 period moving average 9, trading at 155. That'd be a massive rise. Talking about something happening on the weekly. Something might happen on the weekly where you've got intense amounts of bullish divergence. At least come back and test support. 236 from your most recent high up here. That's in around December 2020. You know, that's the start of this trend. The 236 retracement, if you were to test that, would be suggesting you'd come up to 257. That's a whole dollar on price action. Significant percentage move if it continued from where it is at the minute. Now, I don't necessarily expect that to happen, but stay tuned. 60%, right? Interesting. Bullish divergence is what gives you the idea, and you can see that this is a bit of a broadening wedge. So basis line in around that 236, not that crazy an idea. If we go down now to daily time frame, just look at that previous low there at 1 spot 80. That likely provides some level of resistance when price action is heading towards it on the first pass. And if then we take our Fibonacci from the high in between this guy down to the most recent low here, we can see our 236 comes in at that level of resistance. So certainly thinking there'd be some pause at around 1 spot 80. If you do recover those areas, golden pocket retracement, that sort of targets at the minute would also be your previous level that was important with regards to support and resistance before price action actually broke below $2.95, $3 again, and filled this gap. At this stage, you were anticipating coming down, but the question was, did it manage to get back up and recover a 200 period moving average? It didn't do that. So on, you know, that's like having looked at this before, our tendency is to think that perhaps continuation is our bias when we're looking at it. Would be anyway. 200 period moving average below the 886. Golden pocket then the most ambitious target at 3.04, and ahead of that 236 at 250, and the first place to target is 180. So that's what it looks like if GOEV is going to move to the top side. Obviously a lot of different moves across the market because of the news with regards to semiconductors. So previously it was that there was a ban on exporting semiconductors to certain places, and now it's on other people using Chinese ones, isn't it? Or is it on Chinese importing them from elsewhere? Anyway, it's getting a lot more difficult than it was previously to make electric cars for different companies, which will have implications for the charts. But GOEV looks like it's responding well. So they can drop now down to the 4-hour time frame. See that slightly clearer 200 period moving average below that golden pocket. Very much limiting the targets to the top side at the minute. Bullish, you know, tiny bits of bullish divergence on this part of the trend. But the 4-hour RSI hasn't managed to get back above the center line, which would be significant. There's also a seemingly looks like there's a little bit of a technical gap down there on 4-hour time frame, approximately at 1 spot 33. So you could easily retrace back towards that direction. And being so desperately oversold, you would expect some sort of reaction. So 20% is very strong, but that's partly as a consequence of how low it's got compared to its previous targets, that it can show that level of movement at these levels. There's RSI looking like it's doing something positive, but of course price action failing to break above the previous high in the 2-hour, so a little bit of continuation divergence expected to come back, try and fill that gap. Maybe. We'll see. 1-hour time frame, 200 period moving average does give you something to aim for. 236 still there at 180 and change. So if you break 180, 200 period moving average, previous little gaps on these tiny time frames could get filled up at about $2. At that stage, risk profile would change significantly and be looking at that gap and previous areas, thinking, wonder if it continues this strong trend. Overall, a recovery back above 250 at this stage would be a really great success from an entry in around these levels, and a downward sloping resistance overall here has only actually got 2 touches, so I wouldn't put too much emphasis on that. Much more sooner you'll reach this, also not real 2 touches on topside line. So anyway, yeah, you've got a bit of a strong trend there. Break the first 236, you'll aim for a 382, and then you get back above that other one. There's a lot of Confluence back around 250, so it looks like it'd be tough to break there in the first pass. Okay, that's GOEV for Colin S, who put in a fact request. Thanks so much, Colin. I'm not very well today, so hit that like button, please. And yeah, then that'll make me feel better or something, maybe. Who knows?